Hey everybody, on this week's show, I'm going to tell you about the secret wine list at Alfresco Tasting Terrace for the Disney family of wines.
That's right, and then we're going to take a trip down memory lane to revisit the hilarious World Showcase players at Epcot. All that and more on this week's episode. Hello out there, our podcast family. Welcome to this week's show. My name is Chris.
And I'm Kelly.
And if you are watching on YouTube, I highly recommend going and listening to at least the intros on the podcast because they're great given our Star Wars giveaway.
Yes, they are.
And you're celebrating Star Wars.
I'm going to wear Star Wars ears every week this month in honor of the giveaway. And Grogu is going to be on my shoulder in every episode. So I think I've got enough Star Wars ears so that I do not have to repeat any that I've previously worn.
That's good.
If I don't, I'll have to repeat like just one.
Wow.
So that's pretty impressive.
You made
this is my R2-D2 ears. I will say it's not quite as comfortable as the BB-8 version.
Which is weird.
A little tighter. I'm feeling a little bit, like my head's in a bit of a vice right now. So it's what it is. But
do they both talk?
I think they're supposed to, but I haven't heard R2-D2 say anything yet.
At all, ever?
I've never worn him. I just took the tag off tonight.
Wow, I'm shocked.
Yeah, no, I just took the tag off tonight. I've never worn him, so I don't know what
now,
he
so
might
is
say.
this just celebrating the contest, or do you...
Yeah. No. It has exactly zero to do with my Tomorrowland.
Okay.
It is only related to the contest.
Okay, all right, fair enough. So we got some cool places this week that we got downloads from. This first one sounds like a place right out of the Star Wars universe. It's Yorba Linda, California.
Yorba Linda, like Y-O-U-R Belinda?
No. Y-O-U-R-B-A, Yorba, space. Yorba, Linda.
Wow. Okay, that's
Can't you
fun.
see that be a plan, like a system in the Star Wars
I want to know how
universe?
that got its name. It's definitely somebody named Linda.
I made the Corellian run to Yorba Linda.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's fantastic. Whoever you are, Linda, I'm for it.
Southeast of LA is where Yorba Linda is, about 37 miles southeast of LA. Miles, do not rip Mini Take Mickey down, please. DeKalb, Illinois, west of Chicago.
Okay. I've always said DeKalb.
Okay. Fort Bragg, North Carolina.
Oh, Fort Bragg.
Yeah.
All right.
Huge military army installation there. 57,000 military personnel there.
I thought you were going to say 57,000 downloads, and I was about to be like, hello, Fort Bragg, live show.
I wish. On our way to 57,000 fans at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, I'm sure. And this place, I am 100% sure that I'm going to say wrong, but Cluj-Napoca in Romania. It's in northwestern Romania.
Cluj-Napoca.
Also sounds like a place in the Star Wars universe.
I think it sounds like a polka song.
Maybe. This is actually the unofficial capital of the Transylvania region of Romania.
Wait. Is that where Dracula lives?
And that's where Dracula lives.
Wow.
That's right. Home of Dracula.
Okay.
Yep.
It's kind of creepy, but okay.
Yeah.
I can get behind that. Dracula, hey.
Cluj-Napoca.
You be you, man. No judgment. It's a judgment-free zone.
I made the Kessel run to Yorba Linda after stopping off at Cluj-Napoca.
Gosh.
We're not making fun. We are so grateful for all of these folks that download our show because they don't have to. There's so many options.
Yes, and Dracula. Like, I'd love to send you a sticker.
We welcome. We see you, Dracula.
I'd love to send you a sticker.
So we mentioned the contest, but it is rocking and rolling. The best prize pack yet, I think.
Oh, it is. Yeah. And I posted a little short video on Instagram, I guess today, of close up of the Millennium Falcon popcorn purse. That thing makes noises.
I had no idea.
Yeah. And I don't want to pull the little battery thing because it's,
it
for the
really
winner.
belongs to someone else.
For the winner, right? And so, but I'm dying to know what noises it makes. So if anybody out there has a Millennium Falcon popcorn purse and you can tell us what noises it makes, I would love
Record it
that.
and send it to us.
Please. I would love to hear what kind of noises it makes. I'm hoping for pew pew, but you said it's not going to be pew pew.
That's a hand phaser. That's a handgun.
Right. much, then no, it wouldn't be that for sure. No.
Yeah. So you ready for Main Street?
Yes.
Okay. So very exciting news for the folks out in California and hopefully the rest of us pretty soon. But Disney's Paradise Pier Resort has announced that they're going to open up on June the 15th.
Okay.
So
would that be considered their value resort?
There's really just 3 of them out there, and of the 3, this is definitely the one that is the lower price point, but this is not like the value, You know
what I'm going to ask. Do the doors open to the outside or the inside?
I don't think so. I think that this is still inner hallways, I think.
Okay.
But the value resorts like the All-Stars and things like that at Walt Disney World are probably still a third the cost of this.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Just because California,
I guess. And still there's not 40 resorts like there are in Orlando. There's 3.
Right.
The Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser has had a little bit of news and information pop up out there. This is the Galactic Star Cruiser, right? This is the
2-day thing.
The 2-day experience. You board the Star Cruiser. You are on the Star Cruiser, which effectively you're inside the hotel for 2 days.
Don't ruin it for everybody.
And then
that's the magic.
The debut has been delayed until 2022.
Why do you think?
I don't know.
Maybe they don't want to debut it during COVID. They're hoping for normalcy.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe they're hoping that
see how that would sort of
pick up.
Well, I can see how that would ruin the experience. Aren't you supposed to interact with the people? Like you run into Chewie in the hallways.
Yeah. In fact, one of the other announcements was that they've posted jobs for actors and musicians and get this, stunt performers.
Oh, geez. But yeah, that's part of it. And if you've got to be socially distanced, then,
Yeah, that's going to be pretty hard.
One of the white soldier people can't, effectively sneak up on you. What do you call them?
I want
Clone Wars.
I want there to be people that respond to this in the social medias explaining what the white soldier people are.
Well, just tell me what their real names are.
Stormtroopers.
Ah, right. I knew that. You
did.
I would just say, I think for the name Stormtrooper, they should be gray or black.
Okay.
Storm.
Yeah.
These are
some of them are black.
These are snow troopers.
And now, if you go to the digital maps, in My Disney Experience, you can now see the location of Star Cruiser Resort.
Well, it can. Doesn't that just ruin the magic?
Yeah.
If you can see the location on a map, I'm supposed to be boarding on Earth and then getting off in space, and it's on the Disney map.
Well, maybe it's just showing you where the Star Cruiser Resort lands.
Does it say that?
I don't know. I haven't actually looked at it.
See, that's what I want to know. And I want them to ruin the whole experience for me if I'm going to pay thousands of dollars for a 2-day vacation.
It's true. So Scott Gustin, one of our favorite people to follow on Twitter, reported that Walt Disney World is relaxing some of their requirements around cast member face shields. You remember they were wearing masks and face shields.
I remember that.
Now it's optional for certain cast members, certain roles.
Okay.
Right. So if you're working outside and you're not going to be in close proximity for 15 minutes, this kind of thing, you still have to wear a mask, but you don't have to wear the face shield.
That's nice, I think.
It's optional.
I think that's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, we're about to get into the Florida summer, and man.
Yep. And in fact, Walt Disney World put out a statement on masks and said that they expect masks to stay in place until November, which is a little bit different than throughout 2021, which is what the previous comments were.
That is interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm sure they're projecting.
I'm sure they're watching vaccinations just like the rest of us.
Go get vaccinated.
Yep. Please do go get vaccinated.
Yep.
It is not giving you an implant of any kind. It's an implant of freedom. That's what it's giving you. Celebration of Festival of the Lion King, which is the new physically distanced show.
Okay.
That sort of, as it says, celebrates the Festival of the Lion King.
Celebrates the previous show.
Right.
So probably shows portions of it.
a lot of the same songs, but it's set up in a way that all the performers can be physically distanced.
Yep. Okay.
Is what I've read so far. Officially opens on May the 15th, but it appears to have had a soft opening.
Like an out-of-town preview.
I gave you a little pause there, and I always will. May 8th, so yesterday.
People went.
They had a showing yesterday.
I swear.
Which I love. I love that. And you can go online, and the official showtimes have been published. The Magic Kingdom has announced that Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is not going to be happening this year.
Okay.
But what will be happening is an after-hours Boo Bash.
Okay.
Which is similar to the Not So Scary Halloween Party.
How is that different? I bet they're not handing out candy.
There are places where there are candy stops and plenty of sweet surprises, but I don't think it's the same as they had before. Right. They probably don't have the it's probably more like cavalcades, not the parade or and the fireworks show was a big part of it, right? Had that big fireworks show with the villains and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, and the villain show.
On the stage.
Sanderson sisters.
Right. I bet all that is,
Yep.
Next. August the 10th through October the 31st.
Sanderson sisters will not be pleased if that is next. I'll just say, I would not want to be the one pissing off the Sanderson sisters, Disney. Whoever made that decision, don't tell Winifred.
Tickets go on sale next month. Halloween-themed cavalcades, so again, no big parade. Candy stops, character sightings throughout the park.
Okay.
And character sightings including like Dr. Facilier and Captain Barbossa in particular.
Who is Dr. Facilier?
He's the bad guy in Princess and the Frog.
Wow. Wow.
You would have known that.
No.
Special performances by the Cadaver Dans, which is the Dabber Dans.
The dead version
as
of the
zombies, which is always fun. Yeah, I mean, they'll have attractions including the Haunted Mansion. Yes. Themed food.
What was it oh, no, that was on Disney Plus. You were telling me about Donald Duck in the Haunted Mansion.
Yes. No, Muppets. The Muppets and the Haunted Mansion. Mansion.
Did I just ruin part of your news?
No, well, that's fine. Okay. It's a good segue. So, yeah, they're obviously planning a lot of Halloween stuff now, which is great. And we will be treated to the Muppets and the Haunted Mansion on Disney Plus in October.
Okay. I'm super excited about my Halloween costume this year.
What's it going to be?
I'm not telling.
I thought we discussed it. I thought it was something I already knew and just forgot.
It is, but clearly you've forgotten. But in any case, it's a surprise for the show because we dress for the show.
Okay. But I'll remember it.
You remember it. You remember it. You told to remember it. I'm going to let my hair grow out for it, I think.
I'm even more excited for it. Walt Disney World has announced that a few more restaurants are opening or expanding their service. So Chef Mickey's at Contemporary Resort is they're going to be doing all-you-can-eat dinner now with the Fab Five there.
Okay.
So that's exciting.
It's still not a buffet. They bring it to your table.
It's all you care to eat, but they bring it to your table.
And let's just keep it that way, man. Let's keep it that way.
You hate a buffet.
I hate buffets. I do enjoy a salad bar. I enjoy a salad bar, but I really hate a buffet.
Right, I know. It's anything that needs a sneeze guard really is a bad idea.
If it needs a sneeze guard, it's a bad idea.
Yeah. Cape May Cafe at Beach Resort has opened up.
Okay.
And the Tusker House with that wonderful, I'm sure not buffet breakfast.
Again, that would be lovely as an all-you-can-eat situation.
I agree.
I don't like that buffet specifically because it has like an island in the middle of the area and people just circle around that island and they're waiting for those specific buns to come out. And when they come out, it is like vultures.
It is.
And I'm like, I'll just have some fruit. Like, give me the fresh fruit.
I remember the bread pudding. Oh my gosh.
Tusker House is traumatic as a buffet. I'm not going to lie. That is a traumatic experience as a buffet for someone like me. And I think an all-you-can-eat situation is way better.
Oh, one other big, huge thing. Walt Disney World College program set to open up next month.
Oh, good for you college students.
That is awesome. I am so excited about that.
Yeah.
And the whole announcement on the website you can go find.
That's awesome.
Yeah. They've got two other, the culinary experience and the international program that they're still working on.
Okay.
But
Awesome.
super excited for the college kids.
Yes.
All right, you ready for a mini take here?
I'm ready. I just don't. I mean, I say I'm ready. I don't know really.
Okay, so Jade Dragon 118 asked,
Oh my gosh, I thought that was the question.
This is the person. What is an absolute must-have for you for a day in the parks? Must have with you for a day in the parks.
Oh, a must have with me.
Must have this with you for a day in the parks.
Must have with me for a day in the parks. I'm looking at your face. I feel like you've already got an answer. So why don't you
I know
go
your
first?
answer.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Burt's Bees chapstick.
That's right.
I mean,
if you're watching, it's right there. It's never more than a foot away.
But that's a must have for me
all the time
for a day at home.
Well, I'm just
like, it's not park specific. Do they want a park specific answer?
Well, sure. If you've got one,
a must have for me for a day in the park. Why don't you go? I'm going to think about it.
I have no idea what a must have
for me for a day in the parks. I mean, I think it depends on the season.
Yep.
The last time we were there in the summertime, we had these like neck fans that I got on Amazon.
Oh.
Those things were golden.
That's true.
Golden. And
Very
I would say
true.
for any summer trip.
DXL, you better be paying us.
For you watch it on YouTube, huge DXL ad right behind us. For a summertime trip, those neck fans.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. Summertime trip, those neck fans.
Those neck fans were phenomenal. And we're standing there in all these lines, and everybody kept saying, where did you get that fan? Where'd you get that fan? Like, if they had been selling those at the park, they could have made a mint.
$1 million, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I say $1 million, like that's a lot of money to Disney, but.
And I want to say they were like $15 each on Amazon.
That's it. If you're going in the summertime, anytime when it's going to be warm,
a neck fan.
Those neck fans, man, are
it
huge.
was a godsend. Yeah. A godsend. And ours had like multiple speeds. Mm-hmm. So the faster the speed, the quicker it would use the battery. So you could self-manage that. Mm-hmm. And it was gold.
Yeah.
Absolute gold. And so here's the ticket. If you get one of those neck fans, don't take it off when you walk inside. Just lower the speed.
Lower the speed, because then it uses the air conditioning in the room. And it's
so nice. So like, for example, say you're standing outside in line for Haunted Mansion, which is brutal. And then you walk inside into the air conditioned area. Just lower the speed a smidge. Keep it on throughout the entire ride.
Yeah.
I mean, you walk out of that ride just feeling like you got a new lease on life.
It's true. It's very true. Those neck fans were game changers for us, honestly.
They really were.
I think that's our answer.
Now, I will say, in general packing, I always pack 2 pair of tennis shoes.
Yes.
Because some days you'll get one pair that just gets soaked to the core from rain, and it's nice to have a perfectly dry pair the next day.
That's a good call.
Also, if one pair rubs blisters, then you switch to the other pair, and they're not rubbing the exact same spots for the entire week. So I think from a packing perspective, 2 pairs of tennis shoes is a must-do. I've heard people say that an extra pair of socks
at the park
the park is a must-do. Being able to change out of sweaty socks midday, they say, is lovely.
Take care of your feet.
Yes. And during COVID, packing multiple masks has been great as well, because they'll get sweaty or whatever. Being able to switch out masks is great.
Yep. And you always carry a fanny pack with some stuff in it. You love a fanny pack.
A fanny pack? I do not. Those are back in, honey. Now they're being called crossbody bags.
Okay.
You are so old. It's not a fanny pack anymore. It's a crossbody bag. They sell those in the parks.
Well,
crossbody bags. No, I don't carry a fanny pack. In fact, I try to carry the least amount possible so that I don't have to go through security.
Yeah. So I think you've hit on a lot of great things here that are worthy. The neck fans, you can find them on Amazon. They're worth every penny and then some. Multiple pairs of shoes. Pack multiple pairs of shoes, take some extra socks, take some extra masks. And beyond that, burden yourself with as little as possible.
As little as possible, yes. The bag gets heavier as the day goes. Just let it go, let it go. As
You ready
Elsa
for
would say. I am so ready for Tomorrowland. Right. So we're going to go back to California this time.
Okay.
To a place called Alfresco Tasting Terrace. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
This is lovely. I'm so excited you haven't heard of it. This is exclusively for Disneyland Legacy Pass holders as of early 2020. And their guests. You can bring a guest and they don't have to be a pass holder. This is at Disney's California Adventure, and it is on a terrace above the Wine Country Trattoria.
Oh.
So it's like a little terrace above a restaurant kind of a situation, exclusively for pass holders. This has been closed because of COVID. It just announced this week they're going to reopen May 20th. They have not launched their menu yet, but it still is slated to be exclusively for Legacy Pass holders.
Nice.
This is a true lounge. Sofas, tables, wooden pergolas with lights. They sell Italian appetizers like cheese boards, flatbreads, bruschetta, meatballs, etc., specialty cocktails, beer, all of that, okay? But what we're going to be talking about today is the wine.
Oh.
Specifically because the wine menu at Alfresco Tasting Terrace may look fairly innocuous and normal, but it is the only place on all of Disney property where you can try all of the Disney family of wines.
Disney has a family of wines.
I'm going to explain.
Okay.
You're going to love this. This is so right up your alley.
Okay.
You will go to some restaurants on multiple Disney properties, and they might serve one of these wines. We've seen some of these wines at the Epcot Food and Wine Festival, but very rarely can you get them all in one place.
Okay.
And so this is what's cool. So the Disney family of wines, and this is in all caps,
Okay.
Disney family of wines. If you Google it, you'll find this stuff, is the wine list celebrates Disney in a different way. So each of the California wine estates that are on the list is owned by someone who figures prominently into Disney's cinematic history and who is considered to be part of the Disney family.
Oh, that's awesome.
So these are vineyards that are owned by people who worked for Disney or have been in close relations to Disney.
So can I ask a question?
Uh-huh.
I think Kurt Russell owns
No spoilers.
I didn't know I was spoiling.
No spoilers. We're going to go through these, and I'm going to tell you what each wine does.
Okay.
No spoilers.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one that I'm going to go through what's on the menu or what was on the menu as of early 2020 when it closed, but there have been others as well that have been on the menu that are still part of the Disney family. So the first one is Fess Parker Rodney's Vineyard Syrah. Fess Parker, the winery's founder, who is now deceased, you know?
I know the name.
Okay. Was also an actor who portrayed Davy Crockett in the Disney miniseries and went on to work as a contract actor for Disney, starring in movies like The Great Locomotive Chase and Westward Ho. The Santa Ynez Valley Estate, still owned by the Parker family, is known largely for its Pinot Noirs and Syrahs.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that.
So it was also in that movie, the wine was featured in that movie Sideways,
Oh, no kidding.
which is an hour and a half I'll never get back.
I know you did not like that movie.
But it was featured in that movie. McMurray Estate Vineyards Pinot Noir. Now, the beauty about this is what's sort of listed on the menu, but the bar, they call this a secret menu.
Okay. Oh.
The bar actually has more versions. Like some of them might have a Pinot Noir and a Syrah. They only list the Syrah on the menu, but they might have the Pinot Noir behind the bar.
Oh.
But also, it's sort of a secret menu in plain sight. Right.
Right.
Nobody knows this is the Disney family of wines.
Sure.
That's not on the menu in any way. This type of connection to Disney is not on the menu.
Oh,
doesn't show that.
It just happens to be that.
It just happened. That's just how they
planned it. Yeah.
chose. Yes, McMurray Estate Vineyards Pinot Noir. Fred McMurray, who played the father in My Three Sons for 12 years from 1960 to 1972, also starred in 7 Disney movies, including The Shaggy Dog, The Happiest Millionaire, and was the first person to be named a Disney legend.
Oh.
McMurray Ranch in Sonoma's Russian River Valley didn't start producing wines until after he died, but the family legacy continues, and his daughter Kate McMurray oversees the winemaking.
That's awesome. I think he might have been in Herbie the Love Bug too, or something.
Okay.
Like that.
He was in 7, it says.
Yeah.
Okay. The Frank Family Vineyards Chardonnay. Richard Frank was the president of Disney Studios from 1985 to 1994, overseeing Disney's movie releases. His Frank Family Vineyards is located in Calistoga, and its tasting room is filled with Disney movie memorabilia. Like this would be a fun.
I love this.
This would be like a fun wine tour.
I know.
Wine country tour to do.
This is the Disney vineyards.
I've got an idea that I'm going to propose at the end of my segment.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to screw this one up, so I apologize. I'm going to call it Chapelet Signature Cabernet Sauvignon. Molly Chapelet, who owns the winery, is the sister of Frank G. Wells, who was the president and COO of the Walt Disney Company from 1984 to 1994.
That's great. I love this.
Okay, here we go, honey. Kurt Russell's Gogi Wine Chardonnay Goldie. They have the Goldie in stock. Okay. So Kurt Russell purchased the land in the Santa Rita Hills that would become Gogi Wines after filming Quentin Tarantino's Death Wish, which is definitely not a Disney movie.
No.
Quentin Tarantino, at a location nearby. The actor has named the wines at Gogi after his loved ones. Goldie Chardonnay is obviously named for his longtime love, Goldie Hawn.
Sure.
And Lulu Voyaginier is for his mother. Each year's vintage of Pinot Noir gets a nickname from another family member. So like 2015 is Southpaw for his son Oliver Hudson. 2016 was 29 for his son Wyatt Russell. And 2014 was Birdie for his daughter Kate Hudson.
That's awesome.
Isn't that great?
I love that.
That's fun. And we've seen Kurt Russell at some of the food and wine stuff.
Right?
Oh,
yeah.
We've seen the Kurt Russell run there. Okay. Lassiter Family Winery in Jouy. I'm so sorry. Lassiter Family. Rosé. Okay.
John Lassiter.
John Lasseter, a chief creative officer for Pixar Animation Studios, Walt Disney Animation Studios, and Disney Toon Studios. John Lasseter has amassed a staggering number of awards and nominations for directing and producing films such as Tin Toy, Toy Story, and Cars. Right. Yeah. So those were on the menu when it closed in 2020. Okay. There are two more wines that are part of the Disney family of wines that were not on the menu that may make a return. So I want to give them a shout out. One is Skywalker Vineyards. If you can't see that connection, I'm sorry. Okay. So George Lucas planted the first vines that would become Skywalker Vineyards in Marin County in 1991. And since then it launched a second label. And these grapes are grown at the highest elevation of the estate's property. Okay. Silverado Vineyards was started by Diane Disney Miller, daughter of Walt Disney, and husband Ron Miller, who was president and CEO of the Walt Disney Company from 1978 to 1984. Okay. Diane also founded the Walt Disney Family Museum in San Francisco. This winery is in the Stag's Leap area of Napa.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it adds a Disney-themed wine to the Disney family of wines list. Its name is Fantasia,
of course,
which is a Cabernet Sauvignon blend.
Nice.
Isn't that fun?
I love this.
So Disney does not market these as being their wines. In most of the resorts, like if you go into the general store to buy wine, you're going to see the once upon a vine offerings.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah,
I've
seen those.
Yes.
Yeah,
and you'll see some of these on some of the menus at the restaurants. But again, this is sort of a secret menu of known vineyards associated with Disney.
Yeah, sure.
That is only in completion at this place.
That's great.
So here's what I think we need to do. I'm going to throw this out as an idea. I think we need to order a bottle from each of these vineyards.
Okay.
And put together a composite video of us taste testing each one. Not like all in one night. Because I don't want to open up, 10 bottles. But we sort of set it up. Here's the Disney family of wines.
Yeah, I love this.
And we taste test each one, and we film it as we taste test it.
I love that.
And then sort of put them all together.
Yeah. Oh, I love this idea.
How do you feel about that?
I love it. Let's do it.
I think that would be fun, right?
Yeah.
So for those of you going to Disneyland, if you're a Legacy Pass holder, check this out.
Yeah.
Let us know what the menu looks like. I would love to go here. We're not a Legacy Pass holder for Disneyland. No. We're pass holders at Disney World. So this is a Tomorrowland aspirationally. We're never going to go here unless somebody invites us.
Right. Or so invite us.
Yes, invite us. But if you're going, I could also see this being like a fun trip around California.
Yeah, totally.
To some of these Disney vineyards.
That'd be great. That's an awesome spot.
Isn't that fun?
With a
Yeah.
I bet how many people go there and have no idea that connection.
Oh, sure. I'm sure plenty. Because it's not on the menu.
Yeah.
They don't mention it on the menu at all.
It's
This
just
is totally a secret, unknown
fun thing.
fun fact.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yes.
Awesome. That's
yes.
awesome.
Like they should offer flights.
They
Disney Family of Wine flights.
should offer me a flight to Disneyland to try this. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So my World Showcase is actually about something in the World Showcase.
I thought you were going to say wine.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, not this time. We weren't quite that in sync.
Okay.
No, so I've been listening to a podcast recently. It has nothing to do with Disney or anything, but for whatever reason, they've mentioned improv actors a lot on this other podcast I listen to.
Okay.
And it just keeps sticking in my mind. Improv actors. These folks are special. Improvisation artists.
Oh, yeah.
And it reminded me of something that I just loved at Epcot, especially when I was younger. And it's the street performers at Epcot. Right, so we've talked about, and these aren't really street performers, Mariachi Cobre.
Oh, right.
You've talked about Off Kilter before. Mm-hmm. There are other groups that perform at specific times or even places, like the Jameters, Voices of Liberty, Born to Polka.
Really?
In Germany, yeah.
Oh, Germany. Yes, no, I've seen them. They play the trash cans and stuff too, right?
That's the Jameters.
No, it's in Germany.
Oh, in Germany? Okay. Yeah.
Like under a thing.
They have a tent.
Under a cover. Yeah. Okay.
And you've got the Jeweled Dragon Acrobats in China.
Yeah.
British Revolution in England.
We've seen them.
Cover band. They're also known as the British Airwaves when they're not at Disney.
Okay, well, good for them.
There are actually 5 different acts that are rotating at that Canada stage now.
Oh gosh,
they all sound great, honestly.
No, they don't. Bring back Off Kilter. Don't even try.
But my favorite types of performers at Epcot are what always feel like pop-up shows, and I'm sure that the pop-up performers have very specific times that they're supposed to go out there and do their thing, but to the guests at the park, it always feels like sort of an impromptu pop-up show. So an example of these really live in Italy, France, and the UK.
Okay. And
really there's nothing in the UK right now. But in Italy, you have Sergio right now, and none of these are running right now because of the pandemic, but hopefully they'll come back. Sergio in Italy, Disney describes him this way: laugh along with a master juggler and mime Sergio as he delights you with his lighthearted old world act.
Yes.
We love watching.
I've seen him.
Yes, exactly. And he's dressed in a red and white striped shirt, looks very
mimish,
very very Italian mime.
Very Venetian, yes.
Yeah, and he is truly an amazing juggle artist. And if you are loud enough and boisterous enough, he might involve you in his show, which is fun. And that's always part of these street performers. There's always the chance that you might get involved somehow.
Right.
Italy, by the way, used to have a statue performer. When I was little, I remember this statue performer, which was a live person who looked like a solid white stone marble statue.
Yes.
And I have never not been blown away by those performers.
Right.
And I love how they'll just stand there so still and somebody will come take a picture and then they'll move and like lift their hat or something. I love it. Also today, non-pandemic today, in France, you've got C'est amusant. So here's how...
You've really been working on your French lately.
I have. 3 years in high school.
There you go.
Disney describes it as you stroll the charming boulevards of the French Pavilion, you may come across some unusual Parisian waiters performing feats you won't believe. And that's true. These are balancing acts where these waiters, they're dressed like French waiters, and they will stack chairs on top of each other. And as they stack chairs, they climb to the top of the chair.
That's a very Cirque du Soleil thing.
It's very Cirque du Soleil. And then usually when they get to the top, they will have like an oversized champagne bottle that they put at the very top that they will balance on top of that, even with their hand or something.
Right.
It's amazing.
It's
the kind of thing that I can't watch without, like,
Hold
I
your
want to
breath.
watch through
Yeah.
my clenched fingers or something. But my all-time favorite is the World Showcase Players. And then sadly they haven't been around in a while.
Showcase Players.
I don't know if you remember that.
No,
you
I'm
might
trying
remember
to think of where I would have seen them.
So the World Showcase Players, they were there in 1982, and they were part of this. Disney went to a theater troupe in Orlando and said, "Hey, we're looking for a group of street performers, like this old style English street performing improvisation group." And so this theater troupe in Orlando put a team together and sent them over to Epcot, and they were called the Oldie Globe Players.
Okay.
And they performed that way until like 1989, and then they changed their name to the World Showcase Players. They played in the World Showcase until September 25th, 2014.
Where at in the World Showcase?
I'm glad you asked. When they first started out, they were in the UK and in Italy.
Okay.
And then eventually they just limited their shows to in the UK. So in the UK pavilion, outside of Rose and Crown, there's sort of that central square. There's like a statue in the middle. Mm-hmm. Just beyond that, as you start walking down that street towards the garden, that's usually where they would perform.
Okay.
And so what these folks were, they were like 3 or 4 improv actors, true talented improv actors dressed in old English Renaissance style garb.
Okay.
They would roll this trolley out, and that trolley would serve as their costume bin, their prop bin.
Okay.
It would have a sign on it saying World Showcase Players and whatever show they were performing.
Oh, okay. How cute.
And then it would also serve as sort of a central stage set sometimes also.
Okay.
And so they would come out there super boisterous. The thing I loved about these shows was that it never seemed planned or scheduled.
Right.
You just sort of always came upon it.
Right.
Either as they were coming out, when they're shouting free beer, right? Because that gets everybody's attention.
Yeah.
And then they get the whole crowd to start chanting that to build the crowd up.
Okay.
And then they would perform shows like in a very Monty Python style, right? Mm-hmm. Where they would perform a show called Monty Python and the Holy Grail. They would perform Romeo and Edna, which is their funny take on Romeo and Juliet.
Okay. Romeo and Edna.
And then and at Christmas time, they would perform A Christmas Carol.
Oh.
And so they would, these people were hilarious, and no show was the same because that's the nature of an improv show. Right. So they would get people out of the crowd to be some of the characters. And so they might say, and Sir Galahad hop, skipped, and skedaddled across the countryside. And then whoever they picked out of the crowd to be Sir Galahad would have to act that out, right? He would have to hop, and then they would stop and wait for Galahad to hop, skip, and then Galahad would have to skip, and then skedaddle. And it was always fun to see what someone would come up with to skedaddle.
Or skedaddle.
And a lot of times they would have people from the audience who are not professional improv players. Mm-hmm. And so if they got stuck, these pros would help them out of the jam, but it usually meant the whole crowd was about to laugh at you anyway.
Right.
So,
right.
These folks played for like 33 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And so their last show was, and like every show, they taught the crowd, like they would sign off every show with something along the lines of, "Thank you for watching our show. Tell us what you thought about it." And the whole crowd yells, "It was rubbish."
Rubbish.
Which is so much fun. Usually there was always some dad that they would get out of the crowd who was probably leading his family, and then he just gets humiliated.
Yeah,
there's
poor
always
dad.
a little kid involved, some woman out of the crowd. Their last show on September the 25th was was King Arthur and the Holy Grail. I think I said Monty Python and the Holy Grail earlier,
Yeah.
but King Arthur and the Holy Grail was their last show.
Okay.
And they pulled one of their largest crowds ever, and there were former members of the troupe in the crowd.
Oh, wow.
Which is really cool. You can actually go see this performance on YouTube.
Okay.
Go to YouTube and search Epcot World Showcase Performers.
We'll link to it, I'm assuming.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you can see lots of their performances, but specifically it's labeled their last show. And the guy, literally the leader, talks about what the show has meant to him and how he saw that show in 1984 when he was a kid and told his mom that he hoped he got to do that one day.
Oh, my goodness.
It's great. It's a
Did
great
they
video.
get rid of them at the same time they got rid of Off Kilter? I mean, was that just a year of bad decisions?
I think Off Kilter lasted longer than 2014.
I don't remember. I think they brought in that lager. 2015.
I think that was later, maybe.
Gosh, I hated that change.
Well, maybe it was just a year of horrible decisions.
A year of horrible decisions, it sounds like. Why would you get rid of that? That sounds like such an iconic thing.
I love improv performers. In Hollywood studios, hopefully they'll bring them back. They shut them down because of the pandemic. They've got a group called the Citizens of Hollywood.
Oh, yes, I've seen them.
They are great.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes.
so hopefully they'll bring all them back and bring back the World Showcase performers.
Come
too.
on, man. Call them something
Players.
different. We're cool with that.
I know. I'm fine with that.
Bring back Off Kilter.
Okay, folks, that's our show for this week. We hope you enjoyed it. As always, go out to whatever platform that you download our podcast from and set it up to subscribe so that you get it automatically. Give us a rating and a review so that other people can find their way to our show.
Yes, absolutely. And if you're looking for more things Disney, please visit scfadp.com. That's S for Super, C for Cali, F for Fragilistic, A for Awesome, D for Disney, P for Podcast. If you haven't already, go out, watch the YouTube video on how to enter the contest,
Yes.
and do that, man. This is going to blow up. Don't wait till the last minute.
Share that YouTube video, man. We will give out extra points for that.
Mm-hmm.
Keep up with us on all the social medias, by the way. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at SCFADP.
Mm-hmm.
On YouTube, subscribe to our channel, Supercalifragilistic Awesome Disney Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
As always, the more the merrier. And with that, we hope to see you real soon.